You know that feeling when you pick up a phone and it just fits? Not because it's the thinnest or the shiniest, but because it finally feels like it was made for you. For your hands, your habits, your messy, beautiful real life. That's the first thing you notice about the Galaxy S26 Ultra. It doesn't hit you with flashy gimmicks or try to convince you it's the future. It just settles into your palm like it's been waiting for you all along. The edges are soft now, not sharp like a luxury watch trying too hard, but gently rounded like a well-worn river stone. You hold it during a long call, and your pinky doesn't ache. You scroll through photos one-handed on the subway, and your thumb never slips off the edge. Even the weight feels right. Substantial enough to feel premium, light enough to forget it's there. And then you flip it over, and there it is. The camera island is back, but not as a throwback. It's bold, intentional, color, matched to your phone like a tailored suit. Silver on white, deep graphite on black, like Samsung finally said, yeah, this is our crown jewel. Let's stop pretending it's not. But the real magic isn't in how it looks. It's in how it lives with you. That slightly larger front camera, it's not just for selfies. It's so your video calls with your grandma actually show your whole face, not just your forehead. The screen isn't just brighter, it's smarter, shifting from cool morning clarity to warm evening calm so your eyes don't burn after midnight scrolling. And yes, the S Pen is still tucked inside, not because it's a relic, but because sometimes tapping isn't enough. Sometimes you need to sketch an idea, circle a detail in a photo, or write a note that feels like yours, not typed by a robot. This isn't a phone shouting for attention, it's a companion that listens. And from the very first unlock, you can tell, Samsung didn't just build another flagship, they built one that finally feels like home. You don't just use the Galaxy S26 Ultra, you live inside it. And that's because Samsung finally stopped treating it like a spec sheet and started treating it like a workspace, a studio, a lifeline. The moment you fire up the camera, you feel it. No more wrestling with unnatural skin tones that turn your family photos orange. No more ghostly flares ruining sunset shots because the lens couldn't handle the light. The glass is smarter now, coded, calibrated, quiet. And when you're filming your kid's recital in a dim auditorium, the new deep video noise reduction kicks in so smoothly you almost don't notice it working. The footage isn't just cleaner, it's truer. Grain fades, details stay sharp, and for the first time, low-light video doesn't look like it was shot through fog. But the real game changer hides in plain sight. APV, Samsung's new professional video codec. It's their answer to ProRes, but leaner, smarter, recording full, sensor 8K HDR footage with all the color depth and dynamic range you'd need for serious editing, yet using half the storage. You can shoot, edit, and grade on your phone or drop it straight into Premiere Pro without transcoding. And it's not locked behind a Pro mode only filmmakers understand. It's just there, ready when you are. Under the hood, the Exynos 2600 isn't just fast, it's patient. Built on the world's first TUNM process, it doesn't blaze hot for 30 seconds then throttle into silence. It sustains. During a 90-minute gaming session, a long video export, or back-to-back Zoom calls, it stays cool, steady, reliable. Thanks to Heat Path Block, a new thermal layer that moves heat like a silent conductor. The phone doesn't get warm, let alone hot. Your brightness doesn't dip. Your frame rate doesn't stutter. It just keeps going like it knows your day doesn't stop for tech limitations. And One UI 8.5, it's not just an OS, it's your co-pilot. Focus zones let you switch from work mode, see email front and center, social apps hidden to family time, photos of your kids on the home screen, notifications muted except for loved ones with one tap. Scene presets save your entire multitasking layout, YouTube reference, Chrome research, WhatsApp comms, so you can jump back into flow instantly. Even the little things feel considered. Partial screen recording lets you capture just your game window, not your whole desktop. The calculator notices when you've copied a math problem and offers the answer before you type. Your screenshots auto-sort into boarding passes, receipts, maps. No more digital archaeology. This isn't a phone trying to be everything. It's a phone that finally understands what everything really means: showing up day after day, without drama, without distraction, without making you work harder than you already do. You don't just pick up the Galaxy S26 Ultra and start using it. You step into a rhythm that's already been tuned to your life. Like walking into a room where someone left the lights on just for you. The moment you power it on, there's no jarring animation, no tutorial pop-up demanding your attention, banner screaming for validation, just silence, space, And then, gently, your world appears, your wallpaper, your apps, your life, exactly as you left it, but somehow smoother. The screen doesn't just light up, it breathes. During the day, it's crisp and vibrant, colors popping with cinematic precision, sunlight glancing off the Gorilla Glass Victus 3 without washing out your photos or messages. But as evening falls, it shifts, almost imperceptibly, into warmer tones, softening the blue light not with a jaundiced filter, but with intelligent spectral tuning that keeps skin tones natural and text easy on the eyes. It's not a setting you toggled. It's a quiet understanding that your body knows it's time to wind down, and your phone respects that. And when you lift it in the dark, the display wakes with a dim, amber glow, just enough to see the time, just enough to read that one unread message from your sister, never once blasting your pupils with cold white light like it's punishing you for being awake. This is the first whisper of what the S26 Ultra truly is, not a device, but a companion that pays attention. But the real magic begins when you press the shutter button. For years, smartphone cameras have chased megapixels like they're the holy grail, forgetting that what people actually want isn't more data. They want truer memories. The S26 Ultra finally gets that. Yes, it still packs that 200 MP main sensor, but Samsung didn't just leave it at that. They went back to the fundamentals. The things real users complain about in hushed tones. Why do my kids' faces look orange in photos? Why does every bright light turn into a streaky ghost? Why does night video look like static? And they fixed them, not with AI gimmicks that over-sharpen or oversaturate, but with honest engineering. New multi-layer anti-reflective coatings on the lenses slash flare to almost nothing. So your beach shots stay clean, your cityscapes at dusk keep their contrast, and headlights at night don't bleed into starbursts of chaos. Skin tones, finally natural, warm but not yellow, rich but not oversaturated across every shade, because Samsung finally calibrated their processing for real human diversity, not just idealized studio lighting. And then there's video. Oh, the video, with DVR, deep video noise reduction. The S26 Ultra doesn't just reduce grain in low light, it preserves texture, depth, and motion clarity in a way that feels almost filmic. You can film your dog chasing fireflies in the backyard, and instead of a blurry, noisy mess, you get smooth, detailed footage where you can see the grass under his paws and the sparkle in his eyes. But the true revolution hides in the codec APV, Samsung's answer to Apple's ProRes, but smarter. It records full sensor 8K HDR video with all the dynamic range and color data a professional editor would need, but compresses it intelligently so a 1-minute clip takes half the space. You can shoot on your phone, edit in LumaFusion, and export directly to YouTube or DaVinci Resolve without transcoding. And the best part? It's not locked behind a confusing Pro Video menu. It's just there, ready when inspiration strikes. Whether you're a filmmaker or just someone who wants to capture their kid's first bike ride in stunning detail, underneath all this lies the Exynos 2600, and make no mistake, this is Samsung's redemption arc. For over a decade, Exynos meant compromised throttling GPUs, inconsistent thermals, the lesser chip for non-US markets. Not anymore. Built on the world's first Tingam process, the Exynos 2600 isn't just fast, it's enduring. It doesn't sprint for 30 seconds then collapse. It runs marathon. Thanks to Heat Path Block, a proprietary thermal layer using advanced KMC material that pulls heat away from the CPU and GPU 40% faster than before, the S26 Ultra stays cool even during the most demanding tasks. Play Genshin Impact for an hour. No brightness drop. Edit 8K video while downloading files and streaming music. No stutter. Video call, navigate, and take notes with the S Pen. All at once. Smooth as silk? This isn't peak performance. It's sustained excellence. And because Samsung is finally shipping the same chip globally, there's no fragmentation. No, you got the good one, Envy. Everyone gets the definitive experience, tuned perfectly with One UI 8.5 with no lag, no mismatched drivers, no compromises. This chip wasn't built to win benchmarks. It was built to disappear into your workflow so you never notice it working, only that everything just works. And One UI 8.5, it's not just software, it's your digital nervous system. It learns your routines without spying on you. If you open Maps at 6 p.m. every weekday, it preloads. If you scroll news at 7:30 a.m., it's ready. If you always check weather before your morning walk, it surfaces it quietly in Now Brief, alongside your parking spot reminder and your latest YouTube subscriptions. Speaking of Now Brief, once a ghost town of unused widgets, it's now a genuinely helpful hub. Lost your car in a massive lot? It remembers where you parked. Waiting for a package? It tracks it without needing another app. Planning a trip? Your reminders live inside your calendar. you can drag, buy sunscreen. Onto Saturday, attach a photo of your suitcase, and even set a location-based alert so it reminds you when you're near the store. Multitasking has evolved beyond split-screen gimmicks. Now, you can go 90-10. Keep navigation full screen while a slim column of WhatsApp shows your ride-share ETA. Minimize it, and it docks neatly along the edge, breathing softly, ready to expand with a tap. Save entire layouts as scene presets, research mode, with YouTube, Chrome, and Notes, Creative Flow, with Lightroom, Gallery, and Voice Recorder. Switch between them like changing rooms in your mind. Even the small things feel considered. Partial screen recording captures only your game window, no cropping needed. The calculator notices when you've copied 18% of 89s from a message and offers the answer before you type. Transparent folders make your home screen feel clean and modern, not cluttered. This isn't a phone trying to be flashy. It's a phone trying to be faithful to your time, your eyes, your privacy, your creativity. It doesn't demand your attention. It guards it. And in a world of devices that treat you like a data point, that kind of loyalty feels revolutionary. But perhaps the deepest shift is emotional. After weeks, then months with the S26 Ultra, you stop feeling drained by your phone. You stop resenting the buzzes, the pop-ups, the endless choices. Instead, you begin to rely on it, not as a distraction, but as an extension of your own intention. It doesn't interrupt your flow, it protects it. It doesn't fragment your attention, it focuses it. When you're deep in work, focus zones mute the noise. When you're with family, it dims, softens, steps back. When you're creating, it gives you space, tools, silence. There's no grand finale, no dramatic wow moment you can screenshot, just consistency, just care. Just a device that shows up day after day, without drama, without demand, without making you work harder than you already do. And in a world of tech that treats your attention as a commodity to be mined, that kind of loyalty feels sacred. So when people ask what's new about the Galaxy S26 Ultra, you won't talk about megapixels or teraflops or AI buzzwords. You'll say something quieter. It finally feels like mine, not Samsung's demo unit, not a spec sheet come to life, but yours, shaped by your hands, tuned to your rhythm, built to last not just through software updates, but through the chapters of your life. 7 years of OS support isn't just a number, it's a promise that this phone will grow with you, adapt with you, stay relevant not through gimmicks, but through genuine utility. It won't be obsolete in a year, it won't betray your trust with bloat or ads. It will simply be there, steady, capable, calm, helping you capture, connect, create, and live without ever getting in the way. And long after the unboxings fade and the reviews gather dust, that's what remains: not a device you used, but a companion that helped you live more fully. That's not just a flagship, that's a kept promise.